We have a new system update for Xbox in March, and we have some breaking news over the Xbox and Activision Blizzard deal. Welcome back to another video, guys. If you enjoy daily gaming content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. So we have a new update for Xbox. This is March's Xbox update, their system update, where they've improved some quality of life things to just kind of make using the Xbox Series X and S overall better, as well as some customizable features that have been improved upon. And the first thing we have here is the ability to pin to quick resume. So as we know, quick resume is that great feature within the Xbox Series X and S that allows you to jump between multiple games, keep them in the state that they were in when you leave them. And this update is now going to allow you to pin up to 2 games in quick resume on your Xbox Series X and S, and they will only be removed if you manually remove them or if a game has to have an update. So to do this, all you have to do is go to the game, hit the menu button, and then choose to pin it to quick resume, and you'll see it within your quick resume layer there. And then when you even have your Xbox menu come out after hitting the Nexus button, you go down to the quick resume and you'll see all of the games that you have in there, and your pinned ones should be there. Next up, we have the Xbox wireless controller, which is going to be getting an update for the share button. You're now going to be able to actually remap the functionality of the share button on your Xbox controller. Right now, currently, you hold it and you can save a video of the game that you're playing. You just tap it and you can take a screenshot. But those things can also be done just by hitting the Xbox button and then hitting Y or X, depending on which one of the two you want to do. So they're going to now give you the option to actually remap the functionality of that button within the Xbox accessories map. And some of the things that it will allow you to remap it to are things like muting your TV, opening your friends list, opening achievements, as well as other things. On top of that, the Elite Series 2 controller and the Xbox adaptive controllers, as well as other devices, are going to be getting some new actions as well. So that's a great thing. I mean, just more functionality, more customizability with the controller itself. I'm sure there are people out there that never use that button. I mean, it's a new feature with the Xbox Series X and S controllers. I use it all the time for taking screenshots of videos, but if you never use it, hey, now you can put it to something that will be more useful. There's an Xbox device firmware update coming for Xbox controllers on console and on PC, and they will include fixes and updates that deliver performance improvements for your Xbox One controllers with Bluetooth support, the Xbox Elite Wireless Controller Series 2, and the Xbox Adaptive Controller. And that's good to see, because a lot of the backwards compatible devices, when they were utilized on your Xbox Series X and S, didn't have the same, I guess, performance, the latency performance as the Series X and S controllers. And that's awesome that they're continuing to improve it to pretty much have that exact same performance, no matter if you're using the newest controller or you're using a backwards compatible device. And then finally, there is a new audio setup wizard that's just going to allow you to test and verify all of your HDMI audio formats, test your speakers connected to your Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and then configure the best possible settings for your audio video setup. And here's the picture of what it looks like. You go in here, you can see all of your speakers are highlighted, and then you're basically just going to be able to select and test out what's best for your specific setup. And this can be accessed by going to your settings, general, then volume and audio output, and then audio setup. So there you have it. Those are the updates for March right now. Nothing earth-shattering, nothing groundbreaking here, but just some more quality of life features to make your overall experience with the Xbox Series X and S better. Really like the addition of remapping that share button on your Xbox Series controllers. Okay, jumping over here to some breaking news that just came out today, and this has to do with Microsoft's Activision Blizzard deal being investigated for insider trading. So this was first reported by the Wall Street Journal, and it has to do with investigating 3 people that have connections to Bobby Kotick that made investments into Activision Blizzard around $108 million just days before Microsoft acquired the company, or announced that they were acquiring Activision Blizzard. These 3 people are Barry Diller, Alexander von Furstenberg, and David Geffen. So the problem here, they invested $108 million. After the announcement, the shares went up. They made a decent amount of money off of those investments, as they have climbed to $168 million, and they could be worth up to $200 million if they are to keep their shares when the deal closes with Microsoft. Now, the investments were first made privately, arranged through JP Morgan Chase & Co., and then they were later reported to law enforcement after the deal became public, which has prompted the US Justice Department and Securities and Exchange Commission to open investigations in the matter. And you ask, how do these people have relation to Bobby Kotick? Well, Diller has described him as a long-term friend, and he also served on the board for Coca-Cola with Bobby Kotick. And then Von Furstenberg is a stepson of Diller, and Geffen is another longtime friend. So there's obviously very close ties between these three people and Bobby Kotick. So you would think that they make these investments just before the deal is announced that Microsoft is acquiring, which naturally is going to increase the value of the stocks because their stock was falling. There was really bad public relations with all the stuff going around with the workplace harassment, all the investigations going into them. And this was kind of like a saving grace for the company. And they knew the ship was sinking and that something like this would increase the overall value of the company. So they went ahead and made those investments. Now, insider trading, it's really hard to prove. Are they going to find phone records, text messages, email, stuff like that to prove that they had this information before making these investments? I mean, you would think logically they probably did, because it's really suspect that they put that much money in just before Microsoft made the announcement. But who knows what's going to come out of this investigation? They're going to have to find evidence to be able to prove that they have done insider trading, which is extremely illegal. And it's just another black mark on Activision Blizzard. And I think probably one of the biggest questions people have is, how does this affect the actual deal itself? If they get caught for insider trading, they get found guilty of it. I don't know. I don't really think it has any effect on it. It could just be something that they are looking into. They have to look into, and the people who are involved are the ones that are going to be affected by this. But at the end of the day, it's just another, like I said, black mark on Activision Blizzard. And I'm sure people within the company are sitting there and just can't wait for Microsoft to acquire them and for it to be finalized so that everybody can just move on, because the last while for Activision Blizzard has been very bad, and Xbox, Microsoft are going to have their hands filled with trying to turn around the public relations and the public opinion around the studios, around Activision Blizzard in general. And I think they can do it. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do, but they're going to have a lot of work ahead of them. That's it for me, guys. What are your thoughts on the March update for Xbox and this news that has just come out about the investigation around the Activision Blizzard deal? If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button. You're new here, you enjoyed what you saw, you found it entertaining and informative, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video.
We'll be right back.